Okay, everyone. This is part 3 of Kundalini Strength Training for Men. My name is Makeda Voletta, also known as the Body Scientist and Queen Lioness. I was trying to put all this information in part 2, but the camera cut off before, and halfway through I was saying, when I was actually ending it, so I'm going to add the last bits here. If you have not seen the first 2 parts of this video, try to find the first 2 parts so that you have the background, because this is the end of the conversation, okay? So the last thing I left off saying in part 2 was that that you all have to realize that it's very important to warm a woman up, okay? Like oral sex or foreplay is good on both ends. Men, you all deserve it. Women deserve it, but it's a little bit more important on giving it to the female, because since your genitalia is external, so nothing is coming inside of your body unless unless it's like a prostate massage or some kind of anal stuff, but just for regular general heterosexual sex, you're not being penetrated, so nothing is coming inside of your body, okay? You're putting yourself inside of her body. You want to enter her body, her internal body. So she has to be ready for that and warmed up, because when a woman becomes really aroused, her vaginal canal lengthens, so it lengthens. If she's not really aroused and her vaginal canal is shorter, it's not as comfortable, you could be hitting her cervix. So this is really important, because you don't want to hurt her. So that's why it's very important to really make sure that a woman is warmed up, okay? And different women like different things. Some women really love nipple stimulation, some don't. Some love, oral stimulation to the genitalia, some don't. I don't know, but it's important to definitely listen to what it is she likes, and not necessarily always come into it like you could have done this with all these other women and they loved it. Doesn't mean she will. Everyone's different, especially women. Women are so varied, okay? So it's really important to keep that in mind, all right, when you're working with her, because the more you please her, the more energy you will gain from her. Because women, we are generators, we generate energy. So men, you all can achieve greatness and get really strong from just cultivating with a strong woman, okay, who has intense energy. So just keep that in mind, all right? And also, it's the other thing too about entering a woman. It's good to, like I said, go slow, and don't just start off like trying to with deep thrust. It's good to start with shallow thrust for a while. Start with shallow thrust and gradually let it move deeper and deeper. And the whole time staying in tune with her and paying attention to her and her reactions, because you don't want to hurt her. So if you try to do too much too soon, you could hurt her, okay? So these are things that I feel like, if I could tell men the most important things I think they should know when it comes to connecting with a woman, those would be some of the things, okay? So ultimately, my Kundalini Strength Training class I teach for men, there's 3 components, and I've discussed it in these 3 videos. In my class, I get more into depth with exercises for the entire body, for internal exercises, exercises for the muscles that support your sexual organs, and also working on control, and doing that through being able to connect to a rhythm. And, and I use that through using dances of the African diaspora, okay? Specifically in the Americas. So like a lot of Afro-Caribbean stuff or stuff from the Congo. I am a dancer. I am not a dance teacher, and I always say that. My teachers are wonderful. But I use dance as a tool in my work with men and women to get them to connect, to be able to move their hips, okay? Because women, most women don't move their hips during sex enough, and most men don't either. So both, men, when you move your hips, it allows you to work different angles, okay? Women, we have different spots, different angles, and especially when it's a woman who's sensitive and tuned to her body, there's a lot of different spots and angles. So it's good to move around to mix that energy up, okay? And it's also good for her, and maybe you two can align and move your hips together. So that's where the dancing, comes in and helps with that. And the dancing has healing properties in it. Really has healing properties. So much medicine contained in these dances. And I want the men to understand, like the dancing is not just for women, okay? Most dance classes you go to is mostly all women. There may be a man or two. And a smart man would actually go to some more dance classes because you can meet some really fit and interesting women if you go. But you don't see too many men in dance classes. And it's funny because some of the best teachers I've studied with are men. And, so it is very important, for you all as well. And so I just wanted to make these videos to give you a brief idea of the approach and the work that I do with men, okay? So my name is Makeda Voletta. I'm also known as the Body Scientist and Queen Lioness. You can find me on Facebook at Makeda Voletta - the Body Scientist. And what else? Or you can find me on Twitter at Queen_Makeda. And I am also a fine art model. Everything I do has to do with the body. So maybe body science, and now I'm releasing my body art. Okay, so I will be releasing very soon my 2012 fine art calendar, and also my fine art prints and posters and prints on canvas. Okay, so for those of you who are familiar with my work, please look out for that because I have some great masterpieces coming. Okay, so until then, be well. Bye bye, guys.